Hey, what's up guys? It's Pedro here from noobcoder.com, and in this tutorial we're going to be talking about template literals. So what template literals do is basically give JavaScript string interpolation. So to give an example of that, I'm just going to say let name and assign it the value of Pedro. And basically we are going to have a message. And here I'm just going to say, hi, how are you? Put a little comma, and then we're going to say plus name. Now this is the old way of how we would do this. And this is called string concatenation. I'm basically adding two different strings together and getting one string. And let's print this out to the console, message. But before we do that, let's convert this into using template literals. So instead of using these double quotes or single quotes, what you're going to use is called the backtick. So I'm just going to hit backtick. And if you don't know where the backtick is, the backtick is just underneath the escape key or to the left of your one key. So we have one backtick, end this with a backtick. And now we no longer need this plus, get rid of the double quotes. And now, finally, to use string interpolation, we're going to use $, curly braces. So what's in these curly braces will get evaluated by JavaScript. It won't consider it as a regular string. So JavaScript is going to look here and see that name is here. Well, what's the value of name? Is going to be Pedro. So if I save this, head over to Chrome, run it, you see that we get the printout of how are you, Pedro. It's also important to note that tabs and new lines also get printed out. So if I was to tab this twice, save it, and now run it, you can see that the tab follows. If I was to, let's say, remove the tabs and give it a bunch of new lines, like so, and save it, and let's run it now, you can see that the new lines also get printed out. We can also print out expressions, have them evaluated, and then display them to the user. So how will we do that? Well, instead of name, I can say 1 plus 1. So 1 plus 1 will actually get evaluated, which will be 2, and then it will be part of this string. And let's actually get rid of the new lines. Now let's save it, and now run it, and you can say, hey, how are you? And then we get the expected answer of 2. We can also use this with functions. We can make function calls within here. So I can say const add, and I can write a quick function. And we could just say num1 plus num2. Right? And let's call it, so I could say add 1 plus 1. Let's save it. And now, if I execute it, you can see that we get the same exact result and that we actually used a function. So basically, anything here is going to be interpreted by JavaScript. It's going to know that you don't want a string within here, that you actually want to execute it as JavaScript code, and it's going to return it and set it as a string. So personally, where template literals shine and that they are extremely useful is when you're using to write HTML using JavaScript. You would typically do this when displaying asynchronous data to the user using vanilla JavaScript or jQuery.